Hello, today on the Bye Wanxiety podcast, we have the lovely Julie, who is an energy healer and an Akashic Records reader. I know your path started a very different way. You actually started in finance, but I'm going to let you take it away and tell us your story.
Thank you for having me. This is such an honor. I'm very happy to talk about this transition. It was a pretty radical one. I started to work in investment banking as soon as I was 18, fresh out of high school, and working with my university and the investment bank for 5 years until my master's degree. I was very passionate about finance. I really believe in like a high career, and I came to New York to work in Wall Street. I was 23 at the time. I was pretty naive, but very passionate. And I started to do all this networking event, and finally met my husband also, which was not expected, but it happened, which helped me work here. And then I continued my work in finance. And then I started to want to have a baby because I got married, and when I wanted to have a baby, I experienced infertility. I had PCOS. My body was not responding at all. Doctors were telling me I will never get pregnant naturally.
Wow.
And this is when I was like, wait, this cannot happen. I think I was 25 at the time. I thought I was way too young. And the truth is, I grew up with a mother who was also a tarot reader. And she's very into numerology and holistic healing. So she was giving me all these tips about holistic healing. And I would fly a Friday night after work and go to Paris, go see these healers in Paris, and then come back on Monday morning to go to work. And I really opened my eyes. And what happened is I got pregnant. And when I got pregnant naturally, I knew that I had to show women other ways to heal. And that's when I decided to stop finance. And I was pregnant. So I was like, okay, I'm going to really learn about this whole journey. And I went full holistic natural remedies. And that's when all the magic of accessing Akashic Records and working with astrology and numerology and just channeling information started to come through.
That's amazing. Wait, so what is actually Akashic Records reading? Can you talk more about that?
Absolutely. So Akashic Records are becoming more and more known, but when I learned about it, which was about 11 years ago, easily, actually 20 years ago when I was 17. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Okay, so when I was 17, I was introduced to the Akashic Records because I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. I could not focus. I was not understanding what was happening with me. And my mom knew someone who was an Akashic Records reader. So this woman was telling me that a lot of my trauma were coming back to the surface for me to kind of understand my karma. And to understand your karma, you go to this field, realm, energy, source. I think it can have a lot of names, but basically just like fifth element energy, where all the information are here about your soul. So whatever your soul have experienced through incarnation, but also everything that your soul took on because you chose a certain family, you chose a certain environment and some experiences. And so all of that are information and memories that you decided to carry with you and to heal and expand and grow. So the Akashic Records are these memories. That's why they are called records. And why are we calling Akashic Records? Is because this element, this source, is called the Akasha. So you go in the Akasha where all this information is available, and you find a memory. You go to the root of your story to understand why you're carrying all of this belief system that is obsolete and sometimes even doesn't make sense to you. Panic attacks, some immune disease, some infertility condition, so many things we carry, so many memories are still living in our subconscious, and these are called the Akashic Records.
That's amazing. I want to read a line. I want to know what's going on. I know my past, because I feel like I have so many little things. I like to see visions that I know are not from this life.
Yeah.
So when you decided that you were going to follow this path, what was your first step?
My first step was to sit with the uncomfort, the discomfort of not knowing what I'm doing. I'm gonna be very honest. The first time when I left finance and I was into I'm gonna be a healer somehow, a life coach. I wasn't really sure. I really went into this deep, I don't know, situation where I was really wondering like who I am, what am I doing? It was really hard to leave my career in finance because for me it was my identity for so long.
Yeah.
And I liked it. Like it's not even like I didn't like it. I was having a good career, I was making good money, like everything was pretty great. So my first step was I need to find a course. I need to be certified in something. I need a certification. I need to feel kind of, I don't want to say valuable, but I wanted to have the credit. I needed a certification because when you come from a past of finance, you know that diploma and all this certification are very important. So I wanted to have something similar. So I decided to look for a school that will like teach me how to be into the holistic world, and I found a course that did just that. In 1 year, I got a health coach certification with IIN, which is like pretty famous. And like basically I learned about meditation and how to ask the right question to people and how to, have this dialogue and high mileage questions, things like that. And that took me to the blood type diet at first. That's where I specialized.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard actually a lot about the blood type diet. I was reading some books about it. Can you talk a little bit more about like what your day-to-day is like? Because I know you help women get pregnant and like heal their energy with your hands, right?
Yes.
And yeah, can you talk a little bit more about that?
Totally. So what was funny is that, I was specialized in the blood type diet. For me, I wasn't sure I could do energy work. Like it was so not in my journey that I was not, I felt a little, I don't know, I wasn't sure I could do that. So what was funny though, when I started to like talk about my coaching programs, I would attract only women who couldn't get pregnant, just like me. And at the same time, I was training with this woman who helped me with Akashic Records reading in France. I was training with her. And one day I have this client, she signed up a 6 months coaching program with me. And at 3 months, she comes and she's in tears and she tells me, it's been 2 years, I'm trying to get pregnant. And all my friends are getting pregnant. I'm feeling so isolated. It's so rough. So, and I feel her. It was very painful. It is very painful. And I was like, I know this thing. It's called Akashic Records. And I trained with this woman and maybe we can try it. And it was kind of like my first time. And we did it. At first I was like, oh, are these visions like, can I trust this vision? Is it something I saw in a movie or read in a story? You're not sure, like the mind, like the first time, you gotta have a very deep trust. Anyway, I surrendered to what I was feeling and channeling. And we did this beautiful session. And a month and a half after, 6 weeks later, she came back with a pregnancy test that was positive. And it was my first reading. So, and she was a midwife.
Oh,
so she and a doula, and she talked about me to all her clients, all the ones who couldn't get pregnant. So it started pretty quickly. That was back in 2018. So it's about 7 years ago. And so like word by mouth, little by little, people would come to me, and then it was like, so infertility works amazing with Akashic Records because we have so many subconscious fears linked to motherhood, linked to giving birth, even like, memories from like what our mother, grandmother, grandmother experienced that are in our body, right? So with the Akashic Records, you can go right there and reprogram the story, because that's what I do. I rewire the story. We change the narrative. And so your whole body relaxed, and there's something amazing happening. You're connecting back to your face, you're connecting back to your body, and you get pregnant. So that was amazing. That really works amazing. And then people started to ask me like, oh, do you, I have this blockage. I feel like I always meet like the wrong guy, or like I cannot get this connection with this part of my body, or I have this like panic attacks or nightmares, or whatever it is. And so I started to like work with Akashic Records on all these different scenarios. And today, because I also have 2 children that I had naturally, despite whatever the doctors were saying, I had them, beautiful pregnancy, beautiful birth. And so I decided to work 2 weeks in the city 2 days a week in the city. So Mondays, Wednesdays, I'm seeing between like, I don't know, 5-6 clients a day on Monday and Wednesday. And then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I do Zoom.
Okay.
I do my sessions on Zoom. I have clients all over the States. I have clients in Africa. I have clients in France. I have clients in Hawaii, in South America. So I do Zoom with all these clients, and it works amazing.
That's amazing. Like, how do you stay, like, your energy is so like vibrant and amazing. How do you stay positive all the time?
The faith. Always coming back to that faith. And I have to say, like, when you work with that source, so let's call it the Akasha, let's call it the source of all of us, that source of love, it's always available. And my idea is to always connect with it, to heal people and to unlock, all these, stuck connection in their body and everything. So every time I'm being reminded of the beauty of being alive. And so, like, for me, there's such a sacredness to just breathe every morning, to just like be able to touch that body, to just like feel it all. Like the body vessel is such an activator of pleasure, of senses. Everything is incredible and sacred. And that's really where I find my positive attitude.
I love it. Your energy is like, I love it.
Yes.
What's like your favorite part about your job?
My favorite part about my job, I think, is seeing women being so happy and having this like deep awakening of their life and coming back to that gratitude for who they are, right? Like just like helping people remind themselves how far they've come, like how amazing they are, how unlimited they are. I think that's really my favorite part.
That's awesome. And I guess, like, as one final question,
yes, Tammy.
What's I'm like forgetting because I'm getting messages as well.
To keep Superman in the same room.
I think it's your energy is like what's the one piece of advice you would give your younger self? I ask this to everybody, so I think it's really like a good question because it catches people off guard.
Yes.
So
my younger self was playing harp at 7 because she really believed in angels, and I played from 7 to 13, and then I went into like this crazy teenager years. So I think my advice to her is to really trust that these angels are here.
That's so beautiful.
They really are. They really are here for her.
They really are here. Like, it just
and they really are here for all of us. But that would be my advice to her. Like, just never forget that they are always here for you.
Yeah. I mean, imagine young Julie saw you now. Right.
She'd be so proud. She'd be so happy. So happy.
Wait, do you still play?
Yeah.
Can you still play?
I still play harp, yeah.
Oh yeah, because actually I saw you with the what is that harp you had?
Oh, it was a mini harp when we did the sound bath.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
We did the sound bath.
And you do sound bath as
well.
I
do sound bath, I do events, I do wellness workshops now. I do mama blessing ceremony, I do sound bath in people's home. And now I'm also unlocking people's businesses. Which has been incredible, guys, like for fundraising and just like investments and just unpaid invoices. Like now it's like unlocking lots of different things. We can do so much with Akashic Records. It's really something you guys should look at.
That's amazing. Well, I will tag you on Instagram and on the website so people can find you to get the Akashic Records.
Perfect.
Read. Or the sound baths, which I absolutely loved, by the way.
It was
sound
so
bath
good.
Was amazing. I was like in another world. But yeah, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. This was awesome. Bye, guys.